Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So since you guys have been loving the drugstore makeup tutorials, because who wouldn't love some affordable makeup tutorials for products you can just pick up from your local drugstore or order online and not feel guilty about that one product because it's only $5, $6, $7. That's why I love drugstore, because especially if I do like a drugstore splurge, it's like, but I got all these products, you know, not whereas like I spent $50 on one product, you know, type of a deal. So I hope you guys are enjoying these. If you are, don't forget to subscribe, especially if you love affordable makeup looks, reviews, demos. We got it going on over here, balling on a budget. So I wanted to pick up, well, let's backtrack. Before I picked up the Profusion, their contour palette, I got this from Target. I know I've seen Profusion at like Marshall's, TJ Maxx, and those type of stores before, but I don't know. It was always kind of like open, cracked, like someone was messing with it. Now that Target has Profusion in their stores, I'm just kind of like, alright, I kind of want to check these out. Everything's intact, and in general, like, I know that if I'm gonna showcase this on my YouTube channel, then I can be like, this is where you can get it, and they'll have it in stock. That's the only thing sometimes with Marshall products is if I buy it, is it one of those like, oh, they only had one of those and I just happened to pick it up type of a deal, you know? So I picked up their contour and highlight palette, which is only $7. So if you guys missed that review and demo, I'll link it down below in the description box so you guys can check it out. An affordable highlight and contour palette. I decided to check out, they had so many other things, and I wanted to check out, of course, one of their eyeshadow palettes, also $7. Like, what the heck, $7. This is their Amber Eyes palette, and for $7, that's cheaper than an e.l.f. palette, which I don't even know if it has this many colors. It might have. This has 12 colors. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Honestly, I don't know if e.l.f. has 10 or like 12 colors, but those are $10. Save $3. Let's check it out. Also, we get a nice size mirror here, so I wanted to play with these, and then of course I kind of like the plum shades in there. You get your warm tones. So for those of you who are either starting off with makeup, or if you just want to try a new makeup product but you're on a budget, I wanted to pick this up and check it out for you. I did a full tutorial of this look, and I used this eyeshadow palette along with some other drugstore products, and I just kind of wanted to like kind of mention a couple things that I did like about this palette, especially for $7. It's a pretty good palette. Like, for $7 you cannot beat that. I think I like this better than, I remember I tried the Matte for Mattes from the e.l.f. Their eyeshadow palette, and I wasn't a really big fan of it. I feel like the pigmentation wasn't really there, the blendability was a little bit hard, and it did not last me very long. This one, I would say that, yeah, you get some kickback, it's a little bit powdery, but the pigmentation is there, the blendability is there. I don't feel like I'm smudging these colors together, and honestly, I'm looking at it, and we got a pretty, like, got a pretty nice look going on here for $7. Yes, pick up this palette if you guys have been curious, and like their shimmers are nice. I would definitely say maybe if you want to add a little bit of your setting spray just to kind of amp it up a bit. But I actually have like, these are mostly mattes, and we have 1, 2, 3 shimmers, which I wish could be a little bit more shimmery, but I would say maybe pick up maybe one of those like e.l.f. shimmer palettes, or just kind of substitute your own kind of shimmer. Like, these are decent shimmers. It's not like, whoa, these are amazing. I would definitely add that setting spray to just to kick it up a notch. But the mattes, the fact that their mattes are pretty good. I feel like mattes, drugstore mattes, can be like very drying, very tricky to work with, but I actually really liked their drugstore mattes in this palette. So I would definitely say, yeah, $7, pick it up for yourself. If you have a younger sibling, and, you know, if you're a mom, you want to pick it up for your kid, you know, so she can play with makeup a little bit, you know, I would definitely say this is a great starter kit. Or in general, I just feel like this is a nice eyeshadow palette to add to your collection. Like, if you want to play with some more colors here, and you know, you don't want to spend like $20, $30, $40, $50 on an eyeshadow palette, then yeah, if you love the colors in this one, I think you'll really like this palette. So yeah, $7, balling on a budget, once again at Target. If you guys want to see how I got this full-on makeup tutorial, then just keep on watching. Hey guys, so first we're actually going to take foundation first for this tutorial, and I'm using the new REVLON Cover full cover foundation, which I actually just did a review and demo on. So if you guys were curious to know a little bit more about this foundation, I will link that video down below in the description bar in case you're curious about yet another drugstore review that of course I did for you guys. And just blending that out with my sponge. And so next we're jumping right into the brows. So I'm going to take my very favorited brow pencil, the Wet n Wild retractable brow pencil. I'm just doing a quick speed through of the brows for this. I feel like I should definitely do a brow tutorial for beginners, and this is probably really good like a beginner pencil as well. So hopefully that's coming soon. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and take my eyeshadow primer and just prime my lids. No matter what eyeshadow palette I'm using, I always use a primer. I can't remember the last time I didn't use a primer, except maybe when I first ever started using eyeshadows, and I don't know what I was doing, but always get a eyeshadow primer. It makes the biggest difference for your shadows. I'm going to take the Profusion Amber Eyeshadow Palette, and the first shade I'm going to take is just that like matte type of beige shade in the name Ideal, and I'm just using that with the brush that came with the palette just to kind of set my eyeshadow primer. Then I'm going to go back into the palette and take that shade Outgoing, which is a really nice like peachy like kind of a neutral shade. Like it's really nice. I was really surprised at how well this kind of the pigmentation and then how well it blended out. I also forgot to mention that while this palette is $7, they actually printed the names of the shadows on the palette. You can't even get that sometimes with like $20, $30 palettes. They'll give you that plastic sheet, which you'll end up losing. You know what I'm talking about. Going back into the palette and that shade Amore, and I'm going to take a Morphe M433 brush and just put that a little bit closer into my crease and just blending it out. You can kind of go back in and just get the color payoff that you want. You can do like a really nice wash, or like me, you want to get the most out of your colors. You can continue packing and blending and packing and blending and get the consistency that you like. So honestly, you can get like a really nice soft subtle shade with this. This would be a really pretty like crease shade as well, like all around kind of blown out, or kind of a little bit more intensified. I think this works really well. Like there's just so many looks you can do with this palette. Going back in to that more reddish shade, Outspoken, and I'm taking a pencil brush because I kind of want more of a precise placement of this directly into my crease. Gonna kind of cut that crease later, so I like using a smaller pencil brush like this. Since my eyes aren't the largest, I really want to just place this a little bit better and then blend out, later with a bigger brush. This technique just works for my eye shape. So if you just find that you can't get that preciseness, go with the little brush and then blend it out. Going in with my concealer, use any concealer, maybe the same one you're using, and I'm just cutting that crease, carving that out, carving out the lid so that whatever shade I put on my lid is just gonna pop even more and just stand out. So the shade that I'm actually gonna take is the like purpliest shade, Thoughtful. I'm gonna put that right into my crease and just kind of patting it on there, not swiping, patting it on there. And I definitely feel like could use a little bit of setting spray, so if you want to intensify it a little bit more, I think that made a huge difference. So something so simple, a tool I'm already going to use anyway, just intensify that shade even more. Like I said, it's nothing outstanding, but it looks really nice. I ended up really liking that color actually. So just one more time, finishing up the other eye and patting that on to the lid so you get the most color payoff. If you swipe, you're going to lose a lot of color, so you really want to pack it onto the lid. Any lid shade, pack instead of swipe. Then going back into the palette with that shade Chatty, since it has somewhat of like a pinkish champagne, I didn't want to go in with the gold, but the gold probably look really nice as well. And just putting this in the inner corner of the eye and blending it out, like just turning the brush around depending what color and blending that in with that shade Thoughtful, just to give like a really nice transition and really lighten up from like the inner corner of my eye. So just adds a little dimension. Going back in with the shade Outspoken and then just blending that out together. And then, even later, going in back with that more fluffier brush, the Morphe M433, and doing yet another blend. The more you blend throughout the process, the more seamless it'll be, the easier it'll be, and it will just look way better. It's less work that you'll have to do at the end, or rather, it's just going to be really hard if you wait to blend at the end. So always blend in between. Next, I'm going to go in with my ColourPop No Filter Concealer. And I did my foundation before, but I'll wait to do concealer in case we get any fallout, so we can just kind of clean that up with concealer later and just brighten underneath the eyes, and we don't have to worry about more shadow falling under there. So doing the extraness that I normally do with my concealer and really highlighting the face. And then going in with my Morphe Beauty Blender. I love this one so much. I think I need to get another one soon. And blending that all out. Kind of doing that fast forward, but I do love blending out my concealer. Then to set my under eyes, going in with that Profusion contour palette and taking the yellow shade and just taking a Morphe, I think this is like their setting brush, and just patting that underneath the eyes. Once again, patting, not swiping, to just, you know, really set that concealer and keep it from creasing. Going in with my NYX Matte Liquid Liner and just, you know, another speed through a wing liner. I know I definitely got to film a wing liner tutorial, but it's so hard to stay in focus so I don't blur out of the camera, but definitely want to do that for you guys to help explain the easiest ways possible and the different options that you have to do your wing liner, because I know I've definitely had a wing liner journey myself and still to this day it's like say a little prayer and let's hope that comes out sharp and crisp. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take my L'Oreal Smoldering Eye Pencil in the blackish shade and just using that for my waterline. I did add my lashes, the Coco Amore lashes. I have just been loving these lashes and I'm going to use them until I can no longer use them or they rip or something, but definitely been loving these lashes so much. Going back in with my pencil brush and taking some more of that shade Amore, and I'm just gonna do kind of similar what I did on the top to the bottom, and I'm just going to take that for my lower lash line and kind of blend out that smoldering black eyeliner pencil. You can totally do a brown, you can do a like nudie shade, whatever you want. Definitely doing a little bit more smokier with this one. Then same thing, so we did on the top, go back to the bottom with the shade Outspoken, and you know, adding a little bit of that redness down there, a little bit more of that pigmentation as well on the lower lash line. You can totally leave this blank, use maybe just that a more pinkish shade, whatever you please. You can even go with a totally different shade on the lower lash line. Then going back into that shade Chatty and just, you know, putting that underneath my brow bone. It's always a great debate. Do I leave it a matte highlight under the brow bone or do we go a little bit of shimmer? This shimmer isn't too crazy, so for me that definitely worked underneath the brow bone. Then just going in and blending everything out and together so we get that seamless transition. Going in with the Milani Prep Set Glow powder, and I'm going to just set my face lightly with a dual fiber brush, because going back in with Profusion contour palette, and we is going to contour the face, get some dimension. And honestly, it's $7 for this palette as well. Like, you're saving so much money with Profusion, like it's crazy. And I love the fact that they now have it at Target, which is great but not so great, because you're like, it's only $7, or oh, this is only $10. P.S. I just picked up another Profusion palette at Target for $10, so I'm excited to show you guys that palette. It looks really nice. So ooh, I was like, I really like this eyeshadow palette, so I can't wait to play with that $10 one, see if there's a difference. I'll let you guys know. Let me know down below if you're excited to see that tutorial, that review and demo as well. Hopefully we can get that up soon for you guys. Finishing up my face, get contoured and shaped. Going in with the Milani Baked Blush in the shade Berry Amore. And since I did kind of have like a little bit of that redness, I went with this one. Also wanted to switch it up with the blushes since I always use that Flower Beauty Peach Primrose, but I love it. I just love it. Going in with that contour palette for Profusion, and I'm actually just cleaning and carving out underneath of my contour. So I love doing this, especially if I don't want to be too precise, and I was like, I just clean it up after. It's like a little eraser for your face. Going in with the Maybelline Molten Rose Gold highlight. Oh, I love this one every time, and it has kind of like those pinkish tones, which I was kind of using in the crease as well. So I was like, okay, let's, you know, add a little bit of that pink. Especially, we'll tie it in with the lips later. So if you have not tried this Maybelline highlight, you need it in your life. Going back in with my dual fiber brush, no additional product, just blending everything out and around the face. so we can have that seamless transition, because who doesn't love seamless? Going in with my Flower Beauty mascara and just blending my real lashes with my false lashes, especially because sometimes you'll have like that powdery leftover from the eyeshadows on your real lashes, so you just want everything to be all black, murdered out on your lashes, and as well as the lower lashes. Lower lashes, I feel like it's just a personal preference. Some people like it, some people don't. I'm like, might as well. I feel like it makes, you know, a difference for me, and it just, I like that they can stand out. They're not super long, but any help that I can get from mascara, I'll definitely take. Finish up the look, I'm going to take my NYX lip pencil, the wooden pencil in the shade Soft Spoken. Love this color so much. I love this like brand of NYX pencils in general. I like their regular ones, but like these are like just even creamier in a way. I don't know. I really, really like them. Definitely need to get some more colors, but just filling in my lips, and in general, like filling in my lips with lip liner, and then going in with that lighter color of lipstick, which this one I'm going to take the L'Oreal Matte-Caron. Matte-Caron, like macaroon, but it's matte. You know what they're trying to do there. But yeah, so I'm just gonna add that. I was doing a little bit of sun on my lips, so decided to kind of go all the way. And then to kind of finish off, I'm going to take the Maybelline Vivid Hot Lacquer lip gloss in the shade 62 Charmer. I forgot how much I really like this lip. I'm back into gloss, and I really do like this formula in general, this color. I forgot how much I really like the color. Anyway, going back in to finish up the eyes. Don't forget those inner corners of your eyes. Going back in with that Maybelline Molten Rose Gold to tie everything together. Who else hates when they forget to do their inner corner highlight for their eyes? I do all the time. We got it this time. That is a completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed. Super easy, super duper affordable, $7, and we did all this. What? Get yourself to Target and buy yourself some Profusion cosmetics. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.